When did equality ruin your life? My brother demanded that any experience I had must be replicated exactly for him because he said experiencing different things meant our parents loved us differently. If I went to a friend's birthday party, he needed an identical party within the week or he'd scream about favoritism. Dylan was 2 years older and had always been weirdly competitive, but it got vicious after I was born. He kept a journal called Things She Got That I Didn't, where he documented every perceived slight from infancy. He'd circle photos where I looked happier than him and write proof in red marker. When I started walking before he did at that age, he made mom carry him everywhere for a month to even things out. He told me daily that I was a mistake who'd ruined his perfect life, but everything changed when he discovered what he called experience equality. When I was 12, Dylan presented our parents with a binder titled The Fairness Protocol. He'd created a system where any experience, opportunity, or moment that happened to one child had to be exactly replicated for the other. If I got invited to a sleepover, he needed one too. If he went to the dentist, I had to go even if my teeth were fine. Different experiences create unequal childhoods, he explained. This fixes that. He'd already made charts tracking every imbalance from the past decade. Our parents thought it would help his jealousy issues. They had no idea what they'd agreed to. The replication rule consumed our lives. When I made the soccer team, Dylan demanded our parents create a fake team just for him with hired players so he could have the exact same experience. When he broke his arm skateboarding, he tried to break mine too so we'd be equal. Our parents had to stop it, but then he screamed for 6 hours about bias. Every good thing that happened to me got poisoned by having to watch Dylan receive a hollow copy. My friends stopped inviting me places because Dylan would show up demanding parallel activities. When I got my period, he made mom take him to doctors until one agreed to give him hormone pills to simulate PMS so he wouldn't be excluded from a fundamental experience. The worst was when I won an academic award. Dylan couldn't win the same one, so he made our parents hire actors to create a fake ceremony where he got an identical trophy. I had to sit in the audience and applaud while he gave the same speech I'd written, word for word. He made me teach him my mannerisms so even our body language would match. I started failing on purpose and avoiding opportunities just so there'd be nothing good for him to replicate. Better to have nothing than watch him steal and hollow out every accomplishment. Our parents were exhausted from coordinating duplicate experiences, spending thousands on Dylan's demanded replications. They started begging me to want less, so Dylan would need less too. When I got accepted to my dream college, I knew Dylan would lose it since he'd already graduated and couldn't replicate the experience. So I decided to call his bluff. I told my family I was pregnant. Dylan went silent, his face cycling through emotions as he realized what equal experiences would mean. You have to get pregnant too, I said calmly. Same symptoms, same timeline, fair is fair. He stammered about biological impossibilities and I shrugged. You've been taking hormones for years. Figure it out. Our parents looked horrified as the insanity of his system finally hit them. Dylan exploded, screaming that I was mocking his pain and using his rules against him. I revealed I wasn't actually pregnant, but that his reaction proved he'd never wanted equality, just control. He could dish out insane demands, but couldn't take them. I was done letting him replicate my life. I was going to college and he could cope. Dylan didn't cope. He sued our parents for emotional damages, claiming they'd enabled me to have experiences he couldn't replicate. He hired a PI to follow me at college and document every class, party, and friendship so he could calculate what he was owed. He started showing up at my dorm, demanding my friends befriend him too so he wouldn't miss out on inside jokes. When I got a boyfriend, Dylan lost his mind. He created dating profiles with my boyfriend's exact interests and appearance requirements, trying to find his own identical match. When that failed, he started calling my boyfriend pretending to be me, trying to break us up so I couldn't have something he didn't. He convinced our parents to make my tuition contingent on providing him with equivalent enrichment opportunities. Every credit I earned meant they had to pay for him to take recreational classes. He was bleeding them dry with his demands, and they started pressuring me to drop out. But then Dylan went too far. He tried to enroll in my classes using a fake ID so he could have my exact college experience. Campus security caught him and found his car full of documents tracking 4 years of my life in obsessive detail. The restraining order was immediate. Our parents finally saw how sick his obsession had become when police showed them his plans to replicate my eventual wedding and children. They cut him off completely. He still sends them invoices for experience inequality damages, but they've learned to ignore the boy who could never be satisfied with his own life.